Oh, hey guys, I'm sure you know today is Halloween, which means I had to make today's episode extra spooky. That's why I ordered a skeleton costume, and it should be here any moment. Doorbell. There it is! It's here! I'm so excited to put this on. I had to spend a lot of money to get this, so hopefully it's worth it. In hindsight, I probably should have looked at the costume first before I made the purchase. Well, I'm not gonna let this ruin my Halloween. Even though my costume isn't really spooky, I can promise you that the movie we're talking about today is real scary.
Dang it!
I'm sorry guys, I guess today's episode isn't that scary. We're talking about stupid Casper. Look guys, I don't hate Casper or anything, I just don't care about him, but who really does? So I wasn't really excited to go in and watch this movie. Like, I remember watching it as a kid, but I don't remember if it was good or not. So going into rewatching it, I was expecting it to be garbage, like most things I liked when I was a kid. But honestly, I was kind of surprised. And by surprise, don't take that as like, oh my god, this movie's secretly amazing and nobody knew. I mean that, like, I was expecting garbage, but the movie that I got was just okay. It's an okay kids movie, and I put that in quotes because, well, you'll see why. We'll get to that later, but first let's talk about the story. Casper the friendly ghost and his three uncles live in this haunted house, and Casper's sad because everyone's scared of him, even though, you know, like, who'd be afraid of Casper? But the point is, he's sad. But then one day this girl Kat and her father, who's like a ghost psychiatrist or something, move into the house, and they, like, at first they're scared, but then they become friends. Like, Kat and Casper get along, and then some other stuff happens, which we'll get to soon. But the point is, that's the story, and it's fine. Like, it's not Shakespeare or anything, but it works for this movie, I guess. And there are some moments that I will at least give it credit for, where they try to be emotional, and you would think would be terrible, but to be honest, they're done okay. They didn't make me cry or anything, but, you know, they're perfectly decent. Like, spoiler alert, you know, for Casper, so if you're afraid of spoilers for Casper, I'm sorry for you, but there you go, there's the warning. They explain, like, how Casper died, and they treat it like this emotional moment, and it was done alright. There are even some moments where they explain how Kat's mom, about how she misses her mom since she's dead, and, you know, those also work fine, and overall, you know, the emotional moments are pretty decent. I could see some, like, little kids being sad by it. And there are some faults in the story, though, where, like, there's some plot points that are barely mentioned and then just come back. Like, there's these two people in the beginning who tried to get treasure from the house, and they're mentioned in the beginning and then, like, towards the end, but not in the middle. They're completely forgotten about. So is this thing about, like, Kat, like, having a Halloween dance at her house, this new house, and then something about some bullies or something. I don't know, it's barely mentioned. It's mostly just about Casper and Kat's relationship, or, like, you know, whatever's going on there, and also there's some things with the dad, stuff like that. But besides that, the story is, you know, I'm not gonna, analyze it a lot. I'm just going to say it's fine. Same thing for the jokes. They're not really funny, but they're not really terrible either. A lot of the humor does come from the three uncles, them saying, like, puns and pop culture references, and usually I'd be like, oh, that is so cringy and so annoying. But honestly, here, it was done fine. Like, they didn't really make me laugh, but they didn't really make me go, like, I hate watching this. I've seen much worse, like Woody Woodpecker. The pop culture references and puns there were terrible, but here, you know, they didn't really bother me at all. But, like, you know, there weren't really that many other funny jokes. I think I remember chuckling at one point. I don't remember what joke it was for, but I remember chuckling it. So overall, that's kind of all I have to say about the jokes. They're not really terrible, but, you know, nothing that will make you laugh, really. I don't really have much to say about the characters. A lot of them follow your typical archetypes. Like, there's, like, the mean, rich bully girl. There's the mean business lady and her dumb sidekick, the caring father, the comic relief ghost, and Kat. She's played by Christina Ricci, and she does do a good job at some of the emotional moments, but, you know, she's your typical teenage girl or whatever. And, like, I should mention that the ghosts themselves are CGI, and the CGI on them is pretty good. Nothing incredible, but they look pretty cool. And the characters themselves, not many of them were annoying. I can't really think of any annoying characters. They were all perfectly fine, except for one character I have to talk about. I was watching this movie with a couple of friends, and, like, we didn't really have much to say, but when we did have something to say, it was always about Casper, because Casper in this movie is a total simp. I'm not joking. He's like a creep. Like, he has a big crush on Kat. Like, the reason, like, the Kat and the ghost psychiatrist, her dad, moved here is because he saw her on TV. They had a commercial, and he was able to convince the mean business lady to bring them here so they can, like, help get rid of the ghost. And, like, really, That's how much of a simp Casper is. And he's like creeping all over Kat, like always trying to impress her and like look cool and everything. And like when I said he was a creep, there was like a moment in the movie where like she was in bed, she was just sleeping, and he was like, "Kat, can I keep you?" And I was like, oh my god, that is so creepy. The movie tries to play it off as if it's like, oh no, it's a cute moment, but no, it's creepy, and it's like, Casper, you're a simp. And that's kind of what made the movie a little bit enjoyable. But you know, besides that, like I said before, the other characters, they were fine, but Casper, like, also, remember when I said this was a kids movie and I put that in quotation marks? It's because this is a kids movie, but the movie tries to go like, well, we're not a kids movie, we can be for everyone, you know, families, you know, all that stuff. It's trying to make Casper like, it was around this time where like movies that could have been perfectly fine with a G rating had to put like some, you know, inappropriate jokes or some swear words in there to get that PG rating. So be like, oh no, everyone can like Casper, teens, adults. It's not just for kids. Casper's for everyone. He's cool, but it's like, it's Casper. Why does he have to have a PG rating? It's perfectly fine with a G. It's like he himself doesn't swear, but it's like they don't really say any big swears, just like only like the B word at one point and some other ones I don't remember. The point is, but when it does come on, it's like so off guard because you never hear it throughout. There's not like anything else to make this a PG rating, like blood or anything like that. It's just that one word. It's like, why is that in a Casper movie? Maybe when I said that there was one point where I did chuckle, maybe this was the one, to be honest. I don't remember because it just came off so off guard. It was kind of funny, I'll admit it, but like seriously though, why? This is Casper. Overall, that's kind of all I have to say. Casper is a decent kids movie, and oh my god, I can't believe I wasted my Halloween talking about Casper. I could have been doing something better, like watching something scary. Like, if you like this movie, I can totally see why. This movie is fine, but there wasn't really a lot to talk about. Like, it's like, except for the fact that Casper was a simp, that was kind of fun, but I could have done that some other day, not Halloween. I can't believe I wasted today. Like I said, I don't really care about Casper. Like, if Casper haunted my house, I wouldn't be scared, I'd just be embarrassed. But that being said, like I said, this movie is fine, you know, I don't really care about it right now. I'm just upset that I wasted my Halloween talking about Casper. But hopefully you're having a better Halloween than I am. And hey, I can always look on the bright side. I ordered something else online. It's this scary goblin made out of a skeleton skull. Let's check it out. God dang it!